Hi, this is Lakhi Singh, the property fixer, here to fix you and help you grow your property and your business affairs to the next level. So if you're looking for knowledge and insights about how to get involved in property, solve your problems about scalability in your property business, then do watch our 20-minute clips. We've taken them from hundreds and, well, thousands of videos that we've taken over the last 6 months, and we've broken them into simple chunks which can make them useful for you. So do watch and do subscribe to our YouTube channel underneath as well.
Good morning, United Kingdom. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, Dee.
How are you doing? You're good?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
What's the weather like there in United Kingdom, sir? Lakhi Singh, the property fixer.
Seems like a very nice day today. Seems quite bright and sunny.
Is it? Has it stopped
Yep.
raining? Has it
Yeah,
stopped raining?
It's not raining here.
Excellent. Right. Okay. So Lakhi Singh, the property fixer, as usual, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. every morning, the drive time session with Lakhi Singh, the property fixer, and the alternative business and property solutions community. We've got a guest on today by the name of Kam Singh. He's quite a young lad, but he's got a lot of inspiration, looking to get knowledge every day. So he's going to be asking you lots of important questions today, Mr. Singh, about property and how to get on the property ladder. Anything new? London market?
Nothing really new to report. Just really busy. I think because of the lockdown, a lot less people seem to be coming into town now. A lot of people seem to be almost, I think somebody said to me yesterday, seem to be using lockdown not to do anything. So a lot of people that would normally be in the city or town on a daily basis seem to be not even coming in at all. So especially if they live a bit remotely, they seem to be stuck out in the sticks.
Okay, so they're not coming in at all, or you reckon they're making that as a reason not to come in at all? Do you think they're not interested in doing business, or what?
Well, I think when you're doing business at, you're talking about off-market properties, you're talking about buying assets from private individuals on a one-to-one basis, then that type of business doesn't really happen on Zoom or on the phone. It's more or less impossible to do that via any sort of tech, because those sort of things need to be done really face-to-face with social distancing. So I'm finding that anybody that is serious about doing business, they'll be in town. Anybody that's, let's just say, serious, but they're not serious enough, really, you could say, they're going to be stuck in the sticks somewhere, and they're not really coming in. I mean, some way it's for good reason. I can understand, especially if they're vulnerable. But there is a very fine line between getting business done and making money, and then protecting your health. I think, where do you draw the line?
Hello?
I'm still here.
So fine line. Okay, talking about a fine line, we have a fine young man by the name of Kam Singh, who's waiting backstage. We'll have him on now, and he is he on with us now? Is he? Kam, can you hear us now?
Yep.
Reminds me a bit of Malouk, doesn't he? Lakhi Singh. It's a bit like a Malouk Singh. Kam Singh. So what's the full name, Kam? Is it Kamaljit? What is it?
It's Cameron.
Cameron.
Yes.
Cameron Singh?
Yes.
Excellent. Right. Okay, Cameron.
We're
Give us
related,
a-
I think, Cameron. Are we? I
That's
think we're related.
what
Hey?
everybody thinks we sing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're learning as well. You're seeking knowledge, Cameron. So tell us, Cameron, a bit about yourself. I know you've been 19, is it 20 years on the planet? So you probably always wanted to be on Lakhi Singh's drive time ever since you were 2. But tell us a bit more.
So yeah, just a little bit about me. So I'm 20 years of age now.
20. Big
20,
20.
big 20, yeah. So almost 20, almost big 21. 1st of January.
Almost 2-1.
Almost, yeah. So I'm 20 years of age. I'm currently an apprentice for the consumer goods company called Unilever in London.
Unilever London. Okay, so what bit of Unilever are you in?
Yeah, sure. So I was in HR originally last year, but that was actually my second choice when I applied. So I managed to now get into marketing, which is where I want to be. But as people would say, cross-functional experience is never a bad thing to have. So I've been at Unilever, just obviously getting into the corporate world, building my experience. As you probably can imagine now, obviously I took the working route instead of going to university. However, I do intend qualifications, which I am at the moment. I'm studying project management, gaining some qualifications there, and yeah, it's been going really well. A bit more about myself. I'm from Kent. I love training, exercising, and one of the things that I'd say that's really changed for me this year anyway is I've always been around positive people and really good, honest people and good friends. But why I think they're really integral and important is because they're honest with me. So one of my friends this year actually just spoke to me, and I thought it was going to be about something serious, but literally he just said, I think you should become a bit more productive, maybe watch less Netflix, and just use your time better. And when he started saying that, I started thinking, is he okay? Like, that's a bit, like, I took a bit of offense to it. But when he started explaining it, I really, really took it on board. So, for example, he just said, like, when I'm on a train, maybe you can pick up a language, read a book. And long story short, since then, I've just been investing in myself. It's led me to start learning more about property, which has obviously led me to getting connections on LinkedIn, like people like Lakhi Singh, watching YouTube videos, and just just improving myself. To be honest, I like to read, just improve myself every day in different ways. So that's
Excellent. Excellent. So you're one of the young people on the group, so which is nice. I like to see what the youth have got to say. So how are you finding lockdown, Cam?
I'll be honest with you, it's been absolutely amazing. I don't want to sound too dramatic, but I've been life-changing, if I'm honest, because the things that have changed since lockdown has been amazing. So one of the things has been like my weight. So I've lost a lot of weight, but in a good way. So my physical goals, like I've got my six-pack now. I've been, obviously, well, gyms have closed, during lockdown, but I managed to train at home. And that's been really good. And like I said, I've been spending a lot of time improving myself, and doing a lot of things that I wasn't doing before. And I feel like I was watching the show yesterday, and you were talking about mindset, and I totally agree with that. I think what's changed for me is my mindset, and it's just so crazy how a little change in your mindset and a little input from others and feedback from others can just change your outlook on things. And I've realized that a lot of people kind of limit themselves because of their mindset. So, but yeah, on your question, yeah, lockdown's been really good to spend time with the family as well. And yeah, I've been working remotely. Work, I said I won't be probably in the office till next March, which will be about a year by then. So that's quite crazy.
Okay, so it seems like a young version of Lakhi Singh, doesn't it, Lakhi Singh? The only thing he hasn't done is walked on dog poo yet. We need to have him walk on some dog poo and visualize the environment? What do you reckon? Is the thing?
Yeah, it is a younger version. I think maybe it could buy a couple of years. I think our age difference, me and Cameron Singh.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. 20 years ago. Anyhow, but okay, Cameron, tell us something more about your experiences then. You happen to have taken benefit from the lockdown, and it's changed you from a person who was possibly wasting time to somebody who is valuing every minute you've got. What is the mindset of somebody who, and you were working as well, were you, in Lever Brothers, yeah? In Union Lever.
Correct.
So how come you've not been affected by the lockdown? How come not being able to go out or having to be bound in the house, at home? How come that's helped you?
So yeah, it's good you said that actually, because another thing I forgot to point out was actually at the start of the first few days of lockdown. I'll be honest, it was driving me mad, and I started ringing my friend, and I just said I'm so fed up. Well, fortunately, my working role with Unilever was quite quiet at the time, so I was kind of really bored, and as you can imagine, it's never good to be bored, you know. So I started speaking to him, and that's when he kind of reminded me again, like, look, in this time we have now, you can do a lot of things, like open a business, learn about things, learn a language. And the reason I say that I haven't been affected by lockdown is obviously because I've been keeping productive and never been so I've never been bored. But I feel like there's other situations as well. So like, as you can imagine, climate's very difficult at the moment, and I could have been affected negatively if I lost my job, for example. So to be fair, my apprenticeship ended in September of this year. However, one of the key things I was doing during lockdown as well was actually looking for another opportunity, obviously within Unilever, ideally, but externally as well. And I think that's something I am proud of, because when I realized, so what an interesting thing I could tell you is I was applying for a degree apprenticeship. So that is basically, I was doing a level 3 apprenticeship before, which is like a basic advanced apprenticeship. I was learning getting a business admin qualification. So I was applying for a degree apprenticeship, and I didn't get it, which I was quite surprised about, because I felt like I performed quite well in the interview, etc. And I thought that was a really big setback. But part of your having a strong mindset is bouncing back from the setbacks. And it took 1 or 2 days. I was quite down and, you know, not depressed, but quite upset. And I started to think to myself and kind of started to self-reflect. And I realized, like, if I want to I can either like just be upset about this and struggle during lockdown and not get another opportunity, or I can try my best to network, connect with people in my company, outside my company, and try and get an opportunity. So as you can imagine, I'm in marketing. I was networking with a lot of people, and one of the people in the careers team at Unilever said there's opportunity in marketing. So I had the meeting with the director. He was lovely. He was great. I just shared my passion with him, and yeah, I've got this opportunity now for 2 years. So I'm really proud of that. But at the same time, I don't want to just stop there. I want to be using my time wisely, like I am now, before work. And yeah, lockdown's been really good. Thanks for
okay, so tell me, maybe I think you got a problem with your mic, your volume. You've got it switched out too high. You probably need to bring it down a bit, because there's a lot of feedback. Can you hear it now? Is that easier? Is that better? That's better, but I think we can't hear you that well. There's something wrong with your. We're getting a lot of feedback on our side.
Is it like
that's a bit better, I think. Okay, that's a bit better now. Yeah. Okay. So the question is, you obviously haven't been affected by lockdown, or except for the few days at the beginning. How many siblings are you? How many family members do you have?
So I'm one of 2 children. So I have one sister, younger sister. Not too
One
younger.
younger sister, yeah?
Yeah, she's
okay.
17. So
She's 17, and she also in lockdown with you?
Correct. Yes, she is
Okay.
studying.
She's what?
She's studying.
Studying. Excellent. Okay. Right. Okay. So what's the future for you, Cam? What are you looking to do? Where are you looking to go? It's great that you're using your time in a lot of research and studying, and you got the 6-pack now. I've got one of those as well. Just waiting for the other 5 to come along. Tell me, where are you taking these next few years? What's the immediate target? Are you hoping to stay in lockdown for 5-6 years? Or are you looking to move on after lockdown?
Just a quick one, so you can hear me clearly. Is it all right?
Yeah, that's better now. Yeah.
Perfect.
But we've got a lot of feedback, getting the feedback when we're talking, but don't worry. So what's the plan? Are you planning to stay in lockdown for 5 years, even if lockdown gets lifted? Will you stay in lockdown and improve yourself, or are you looking to be making moves somewhere?
Yeah, 100%. I want to be making moves. I want to be growing, and in the next few years, I definitely want to develop massively. So ideally, I want to get into the property market and on the property ladder. That would be amazing. I'm also into business. So one thing with business, I know it's obviously a big thing, and you should never rush like getting into a business, opening a business. But that's something I've at the back of my mind as well. Obviously, that takes a lot of time, and I feel like you need to build your knowledge in order
What
to.
type of business are you looking to get into, Cam?
See, that's the thing. I wouldn't say I'm seriously thinking about it yet. Otherwise, I'd probably be able to answer that question. But I'm trying to improve my business fundamentals and just learn about as much as possible right now, because I feel like that's at the stage I'm at of my development. But in terms of my corporate career, I'd obviously at the end of the 2 years love to get a full-time role, develop my skills for that marketing skills, and maybe in 2 years after that corporate experience, that might give me some ideas as well.
Excellent. Right. Before we go to Lakhi Singh and see the mirror of yourself 50 years on, Lakhi Singh, we've got a shout out, John Smith, Amar Ali, Sonia, who else is Amina, Mr. Burhan Noor, also very famous for making moves like you, Cam, and anybody else? Nobody else. Hannah Williams. Right, we've got a shout out from all of these who are listening in intensely to your story, Cam, and they're probably looking at you from themselves 50 years ago and thinking, if we were here as Cam now, what would we be doing? So Lakhi Singh, tell us, 50 years on from Cam, what is it that Cam is saying and doing that he should be doing better or in another way? And can you be giving him some advice about his business moves?
I think luckily he's got some good people around him who've given him more of a strategic direction. Because I think looks like he was sort of just plodding along from one day to the next, or a couple of months to the next. But I think he seems to have somewhat more of a plan for the next couple of years, which I think is good, because it'll give him time to think and understand and absorb his situation. So it's all good, I'd say. So I think he's got the right sort of mindset. I mean, the 4 or 5 things that I could advise him to do is to decide 2 things. Number one is, if he wants to get into business and property, to have some sort of affirmative plan, because there's nothing really stopping him from getting into property even now, because he doesn't have to necessarily spend tons of money to get into the property ladder. He could be educating himself, because there's so much knowledge out there. I mean, even if you just watch the last 25 videos that we've done, that's enough knowledge for him for a lifetime, really, with the sort of things we've discussed. They're quite comprehensive. Had I known all the things that we've discussed in the last 25 interviews, they would form the fundamentals of any property or business structure that he'd want, and he took them quite literally. That would probably give him some basics to start off with. That's one thing. I think second thing is, in terms of his marketing career, I think he should probably make a decision as to, because marketing is too much of a broad topic. So there's probably about 20 things horizontally in terms of the different things you could be doing in marketing. I'm actually from a marketing background myself as well, so I resonate with where he's at, and also worked in corporates in the same way.